Hey everyone, this is Bob
and Tompa
from Better Music, here today with a brand new product from our friends at Yamaha Australia. We've got the Line 6 PowerCab Plus. It is the Plus. This is a brand new product for Line 6, designed for people with amp modelers using, I guess, using live, using studio, that sort of thing.
One-stop shop solution for your modelling needs. No longer do you need to bring a head and cab to your gigs.
Or the big power amp and that sort of thing,
It's lightweight, portable, very loud, and it gives you that amp in the room tone. Not like a lot of the other ones, which is kind of a PA speaker.
I've been to gigs where you see the cats bring the foldback EV speaker or whatever, and it always sounds a bit weird. So this is designed for amp modelers, touring for amp modelers and things like that specifically.
It's for guitars specifically.
Yeah.
12-inch speaker, so like any other guitar speaker that you find on the market, and then it also has it's a coaxial design, so it's able to do flat response, impulse responses. The tweeter is actually behind the cone, so it's all from the same source. It's not breaking your low frequency and your high frequency in two different spots.
All right, just to touch on it quickly. IRs, impulse responses. It's a bit of a buzzword, I'd suggest. But the premises are really it's fantastic. Like, the idea of this technology is great. Explain a little bit about how it works with the PowerCab and what you can do, man.
It's basically like a pink noise version of a cabinet. So it's whatever cabinet you're used to. So it'll be like a Mesa Boogie 412 mic'd up in the studio with a SM57, and that pink noise is then run at the back end of an amplifier model, and that generates the sound of a mic'd up studio amp.
So it sounds like the cab that you've mic'd. It's like your mic'd up cab.
And that usually comes out of like a PA speaker or something like that,
or like interfaces and things. People use that sort of technology with recording at home as well. So the application with this then is that you could potentially use your own impulse responses or other people's impulse, like third-party impulse responses, or the ones that are on board, and marry them up with your sounds and customize your tone that much further.
Yes, and not only that, the PowerCab is the first powered speaker to actually have speaker models. All other speakers before this were impulse response only. So this is actually, not only does it emulate in the impulse responses of 412, like with the SM57, it also can emulate 6 different speaker simulations.
Like classic speakers, you mean? Like obviously, I'm assuming there'd be something like, obviously there's vintage 30s in there because they're the most common speaker.
Vintage, a creamback, a greenback, Jensen, blueback, which is like a Vox speaker.
I like the Alnico Blue. Cool.
And a Bayou, which is I can't remember off the top of my head.
The Bayou.
Yeah, but I think that's just like a custom speaker that people have.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. So, but it's got the more common speakers in there. So your greenbacks, vintage 30s. I'm surprised the Jensen's in there. Anyone that's ever played a Jensen, man, those are like shrill speakers. Hey, I remember a mate of mine loaded a quad box with them, and my God, it was like an ice pick. That was. With a 50-watt Marshall Plexi head, like the 1987 head, man, that thing was just outrageous. Hey,
blow your hair back.
Yeah, turn the presence down, turn the treble down, and it's still too much. Yeah, they didn't last long in that cab. So look, that's a really cool idea. The fact that you can load your own in this, can't you?
Yes, it can take up to 128 of your own impulse responses, or any that you download off the internet. There's lots of free sources or paid ones that studios have done it all over the world. You can pick your favorite producer, and they've done a IR pack, and you can load that in.
Cool. That's really. Well, when you think about it, that's like as good as you'd ever want it. Thinking about it, like you find a producer, like let's say you find a. I guess the popular producer like Andy Sneap or someone like that, they'd have their own IRs that you could. Man, that is such a cool thing. I didn't realize it did that. And
250 watts. And we had it cranked up yesterday, and I'm slightly deaf.
Bit of ear fatigue.
So it's not. Some of these companies say 250 watts, but is it really 250 watts? It's loud.
It's loud? Yeah. Okay, cool. So I guess revising that, being able to load your own impulse responses or your own, or use the ones that are in there.
Yeah.
A wide array of speakers available, already inside the speakers inside it. So if you're a country guy, a jazz guy, rock, funk, you name it, it's going to do whatever.
Yeah.
And ideally designed to work with the Helix.
It can work with the Helix, but Line 6 have not segregated it to just their products. It can work with any guitar modeler. So you've got
any of the other brands.
Any
okay,
of the
that's
other
cool.
brands.
But look, we're going to stick with Line 6 today. I think it's probably best that we do.
But yeah, so they haven't segregated all the other community, but like this is definitely, if you've got another modeler, and they've even supported their older modeling.
Oh, like the HD 500.
HD 500 is a great unit, but it never had the functionality to load impulse responses onto it. So that now if you've got the old HD 500, you can have impulse responses on your PowerCab.
That is a really cool thing. The fact that they've thought of the people that I guess invested back then.
Definitely.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. What we'll do, we'll take you through a couple of, examples and explain a little bit about how we create the sounds and what's going on and see what you think.
All right, so now we're going to have a look at some of the inbuilt speaker simulation in the PowerCab Plus.
Okay, so there's there's 6 in this.
In the PowerCab,
6.
Yeah, 6. So the first one we're going to look at is a vintage 30.
A vintage 30?
A classic.
Well, it's an industry standard, isn't it?
Exactly.
The vintage 30.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, for the sake of the exercise, we tend to get peppered with comments saying, "Oh, stop playing metal. Everything's metal and everything's rock." So we'll play a clean sound so you can really hear the difference between these. I reckon that's the way to go.
Definitely.
So this will appease the minions.
Jazz.
So that's the vintage 30, yeah.
All right, so the next speaker we're going to is the Jarvis, which is a replacement speaker that usually put in like Fender amps and stuff like that.
So the Fender, usually in Hot Rod, 65 Deluxe reverbs. And
yes, exactly.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so...
Beautiful sparkle. You got all that high-end stuff.
It does, doesn't it? You can really hear that brilliance in it. There's a definite difference between that.
Yeah.
What's next, mate?
Next one, we have a greenback. So Marshalls.
Marshall cabs, yeah.
British.
Ooh. Lots of mids and bottom end in that.
Yeah, it's breaking up.
Yeah, and just starting to break up a bit too, yeah.
Next one we have is a Celestian creamback, which is it's another industry standard, so like a little bit smoother than your vintage 30, just like
it's pretty much the flavour of the month as well. I know that a lot of people are putting them in their cabs now.
We get requests from them all the time.
Yeah, so look, very good speaker, worthy to be in there.
Yes.
All right. Lots of mids and not a lot of top end in that one, is there?
No, like I think it sort of kind of gets rid of that. The vintage 30 sometimes can get that harsh.
That
top
spike
end.
at the top, yeah.
So it kind of smooths it out. It's kind of a lot of more boutique-y people, like boutique amps have gone to that greenback to smooth it out, just make it more natural. I don't know, not natural, but smoother sound. Yeah.
Okay, so now we have worked out what the Bayou is, by the way. We did some quick research. What is it?
Yeah, so it's an eminent swamp thing.
Swamp thing.
Swamp thing.
All right, so I imagine this. I've got a fair idea how this one's going to sound. Lots of mids.
Yeah.
It's got that. Yeah, it wants to do that, doesn't it?
It does.
That's cool.
Last but not least, our Nico Blue, which you see in lots of Vox amps and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a classic, again, a classic speaker.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. I really like that one.
And that does that typical Vox. It sort of focuses the sound, but it still has that brilliance, but it just focuses it for more usable in the studio. And
What a great idea. Okay, so they're the 6 that come standard with the PowerCab.
Yes.
And then you can load another 122?
28.
128 on top of those 6.
Yeah, so...
Get down.
Yeah, so with the Helix, you can actually connect by Line 6 link and control the speaker emulation with your Helix as well.
So with your patches, so you could potentially go
you
from
you could have 128 patches and change a speaker every time you change a patch.
So I'm just going to go out on a limb here. So if you were to do that and use all the proprietary Line 6 stuff, Variax as well, you could change tunings, guitars, speaker and sound all with one switch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And you could literally turn up to a gig with your Helix on your back, PowerCab in one hand and your Shuriken or your Variax guitar in the other, and there's not a sound that in the world that you could not accomplish.
That's actually, thinking about that as a covers guitarist, that's like the dream, right? To have every sound there. That is so cool. What a great idea. So I'm just thinking about the delving deeper into it, using a Shuriken, changing tunings, changing guitars, changing patch speaker. Man, all with one switch. Yeah, that's outrageous.
And the Helix and all Line 6 connected, they all speak to each other. So literally with one foot switch, you can change guitar, tuning, pickup you're using, amp you're using, cabinet you're using, effects you're using,
and now speaker.
And speaker.
So you get your really nice clean sound, and you go all the way through to your full on sort of sound. You've got everything in there. Look, that is such a fantastic feature. Now, one thing I did notice on this, and it's something that really, really, it spun my wheels with I'm not going to mention the brand or anything. If you watch our videos, you'll know which one I'm talking about. The built-in kickstand in the back. Yes. So it's got the 2 little legs that pop out.
So it's got 2 little legs. We can't actually do it now because we're all mic'd up and stuff like that.
We'll do it in the B-roll. Yeah, Murdoch?
Yeah.
Get down. All right. So but that's a really cool thing too, because it'll project the sound up. Yeah. So if you're in a louder sort of, like a bigger sort of venue, you can point the sound up.
You don't want the sound hitting your knees. You want it in your ears.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
16 kilos, nice and lightweight compared to... I don't know,
an EV speaker.
A 40 kilo cab with another 40 kilo power head or something like that.
Whatever you've got. Yeah, it does get weighty.
Yeah.
One more thing we should mention, this is the PowerCab Plus. So this is the version where you can load your own impulse responses on. It's got all of that going on with it, right? They do a standard version that has the 6 inbuilt.
It has the 6 inbuilt speaker emulations and also a flat response for your IRs.
So if you've got like a camper or something like that with your own IRs, you can use that speaker.
You just can't store your impulse responses on the
onto the cab,
and they save you about $300 if you've already got a Helix and you've already got your impulses on your Helix. Don't want to fork out the extra $300. They've actually given you the option to get rid of it. So the standard PowerCab can only be connected with 1/4" or XLR, but the PowerCab Plus can be connected with Line 6 link, 1/4" XLR. It can be MIDI functional, so you can actually change it. So
yeah, right.
And you can actually use the PowerCab Plus as your audio interface. So if you don't have an audio interface at home and you want to get your sounds into your computer, you can literally plug a USB type B cable into your PowerCab and it can go straight into your computer.
Wow, okay. They've pretty much thought of everything with this one. They really have.
Yeah, they've definitely listened to the community. Ever since I've had a Helix, I've been wanting something like this, and they've definitely listened for however long the Helix has been out, and they've produced an incredible product that fills all the gaps.
That's awesome. So we currently have these in stock at Better Music. The first lot we got in sold out pretty much immediately. We've got a couple left, but they will keep coming in. So we're not going to be out of stock. If you have, if you did want to order one online. You can email us at sales@bettermusic.com.au. Give us a call or come and see us in store. Come and try out the cabs and see what you think. If you have any questions, hit us up. You know what to do. Tompa, thank you so much.
No worries.
First video done. I think you did all right. Rock on.